Biggest ribber?
Uh, that's a couple people, man. Kurt Hennig, incredible ribber. Owen Hart. Owen was great. Davey had his moments on being a good ribber. Of course, he was worse. He was worse when he was a Dynamite. There were much more ribbers at that time. Davey not so much by himself. But probably the biggest ribber probably was Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Owen.
I've written a book on Owen Hart, and I collated about 160 different ribs that he did.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone's
Owen was great at ribbing. He was good, but he didn't do bad ribs. He did funny ribs.
did he get you?
No, he did Davey one time, and that was good because we were in Denver, Colorado. We just got done working on a Gold's Gym, and Davey wanted to catch a tan. So he gets upset with the guy. He goes in the room, gets in his shorts, lays in the bed, and after about a minute, Owen looks at me and he just starts smiling. And he would go up in about a minute to, and he would go up and click, turn it off. And Dave would come up, what just happened here right now? Someone turned on my tanning bed. I can't believe this right now. I got to get my tan. And the guy said, oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know, and that stuff. Maybe there's a little problem in that stuff. So he said, I'll turn it back on for you. David went back in. So Owen, after about 2 minutes, Owen looks at me, starts smiling. He went up, click, turn it off again. Davey comes back out again, just hot. What's wrong with this tanning bed? I'm not getting a tan right now. I only have so much time. I got to get my tan right now. And the guy goes, I'm sorry, man. Let me do it again for you. Let me try again. And so he turned on again for 30 minutes. And so Owen waited a little bit longer this time, maybe about 5 minutes. And he looks at me, he smiles again. And he goes, click, turned it off again. Now Davey's steaming. Yeah, what's this? I'm not getting a tan. This thing's terrible. It's horrible, man. This thing don't work in that stuff. He said, I've been there for half an hour and I've got about 3 minutes of tanning time, and Davey was just hot. I mean, he was just hot on that, but that was kind of fun ribs that Owen would do on that, It was fun watching it because I was just laughing the whole time. I was trying to keep a straight face.
Davey must know. Well, Owen's in the building. He must know that Owen's got something to do with it eventually.
I don't know if he did or didn't, because every time what happened, Owen would hide someplace, or he'd look like he was still working out. He'd run back out on the floor like he was working out yet.
I've got three more. So worst driver.
Oh God, Davey Boy, maniac.
Hmm?
I let him drive a couple times. We were driving, and he would get on the tailgate of everybody. I mean, be right on their bumper. It's like, Davey, what are you trying to do? Kill us, man? We got to get to the town there. Davey, let's get to the town safe. I said, pull over, let me drive. I mean, it was nerve-wracking, man, because you'd always be on everybody's bumpers. And, it was crazy. And I remember one time I rode with a tugboat, and I woke up, and he was sleeping.
No.
He was sleeping at the wheel. Yeah, because he had that, where he had the sleeping disorder, and he would fall asleep just driving.
Well, like narcolepsy or apnea or
yeah. That's what it was. And man, I was scared. I said, man, pull over. I don't want to die today. I'll drive. I'll take care of it.
Hang on. So he didn't tell you beforehand. Is that, listen, I've got narcolepsy.
No, I roomed with him one time too. Same thing. He would stop breathing, and it was scaring me during the night because I was like, he'd wake up and that stuff. It's like, oh my God, I can't stay like this anymore. I'm not getting any sleep. It was doing it all night. It wasn't his fault because I don't think he knew it at the time. And then finally he got a CPAC, and that which helped a lot.
Do you know, just because we were talking about Davey Boy before, and obviously a couple of questions later on, because you wrestled him so much, somebody mentioned that you wrestled him on every single pay-per-view in 1991. Yeah. There was like 4 or 5 pay-per-views, and you wrestled him in every single one of them. How come you and Davey Boy were paired together?
We just matched up so well together. Our just by God's will that both being big, both being what we could do. And Davey had been in the business for so long. Davey was such a great wrestler. Our styles they went together so well, which was really nice. Thank God, because Davey, I love Davey, man. I loved him.
How many times did you beat him?
Never. Which is, hey, that's fine by me, because I'm losing to a person that's an incredible wrestler. And Davey was, and Davey looked great. And so it didn't bother me a bit.
One of my very first videotapes from wrestling, because I started watching like 93, but then my brothers my older brother's friend, he had a load of tapes and he gave me, and one of them was WrestleMania 7. And I always loved the match with you and Davey Boy because it's all built around the full Nelson. It's like, so, I mean, there's a couple of things I can say about it. One, you hear the crowd, and all you're doing is just doing that, and you hear the crowd going crazy, which I think is such a lost art now. As something so simple can get the fans up so much.